the channel, everybody. It's been a minute. We have been moving. It's been a struggle. My wife and I, God bless her, she works her butt off, but we move everything ourselves. Whenever we've moved probably 5 times since we've been together, almost 20 years. Every time it's just me and her. We load up trailers, haul all the furniture, everything we do it ourselves. So it's been a little bit of a struggle here lately. Trying to get this house all done, holidays, all that stuff. But I'm back for some content. Car's here, a little dirty still, but we have been working on some things with it, getting things dialed in, you know, injectors, stuff like that. Bone stock, used 5.3, bored out to a 6.2 with dart and sleeves. JE pistons, the Texas Speed, I think they're the I-beams, 1200 horsepower rods, new bearings, and making sure we have enough support right now inside for the boost that we're running with this thing. It is still prototype, brand new, first off, ESS tuning G4X. That thing is the monster behind this car. That thing puts down some serious boost, and that's what the stock block did not like. But today, taking out the OEM radiator that I put in because I hurt the DeWitt's one because of the pressure that came back when it lifted the head and pushed the coolant pressure back through. So right now, got the brand new DeWitt's radiator. So that's gonna go in here in a minute. Pro Speed fans are going back on. As you can see, the garage is a stinking mess right now. This is the shop, actually. Garage is over in the other part of the house. This is all for me. Thank God I finally got something to work on. Some space to work with stuff. It's gonna get painted still. The guy who had it before actually has an air hookup that runs up, runs over. So we got air there, air there. I just gotta do a few more things in here, and then this is gonna get painted. Garage floors got coated Ultimate Concrete in here in Gilbert, and they took good care of this. I'll show you around a minute. We got quite a bit different to the house right now. Older home, built in the 80s. Last house we had was you know, stucco, which is the normal style houses here in Arizona, which are great, but we wanted something a little bit different. So I know some of us peasant city workers don't get much, but we saved, we work hard. My wife works really hard, so we finally got a little something for ourselves. A little humble abode here. A little something for us, something for the kids. Playground, gazebo stuff. A little bit. The other garages, luckily, we got a little bit of room for some boxes we're still trying to unpack, and plenty of places for the truck and the car. Wife's Sequoia's out here. Our tracker, my old truck. Not gonna get rid of that thing. And then the shop for Grandpa's C6 here. So I'm gonna start working on this thing in a minute and get that radiator put back in, get some water put in it, start this thing up, and see how she does. I got to get a few more miles in, maybe about 200 more miles on it, and then I'm gonna take it over to Dr. Bill over there at AEM and get this thing tuned up. I don't know what kind of power we're gonna be putting at it yet. It's still a pretty big pulley compared to most superchargers. I think it's a 3.3 on it there still, but we'll at least be able to up the timing. We had it pulled back a lot last time just to try to keep the power down, but now once we break in, get it up there, we should be able to throw some power at it, have lots of fuel, meth extra, and I'll start working on this bad boy, and then we'll see how it does. Damn, I forgot how many things you gotta take off of this thing to get down into the get down underneath there to get everything out of the way to get that radiator in. The radiator's pretty thick, so with the radiator and then the fans on there, I had to end up taking off the intercooler too. So intercooler's off, beautiful new DeWitt's radiators in. Just got to make sure I have all the lines hooked up. There's power up here for the fans. Ground is done. AC condenser stuff. So all I gotta do is, it's kind of a pain in the ass. I gotta take off the blow off valve, to get this thing back in, then hook it up underneath the bumper and hook that back up, the blow-off valve and the block-off for the other side. And then we should be ready for startup. I can't even tell you how happy I am right now that it's getting super close. Just filled up waters. I got 2 of them on board. I'm gonna get another one in there. Filter ready to go back on. Car is pretty much back together. New radiator, intercooler's on, condenser's back on. Street car, you gotta have AC. So got everything up. That's just where the drain is open on the radiator. Everything's back on, I think. I'm gonna double check it here in a sec and start it up. Video was shot a couple months ago. Like I said, even in the video, I've been super busy with stuff around the house. Like I said, we bought an older house and it's just been update, maintenance, things that just hadn't been taken care of in months before that needed to get done, and they take priority. And now it's getting warmer, swim weather's coming, so it might even be more delayed on this. But the shop is done, painted, clean for the most part. I still need to make some more room in there, but it's pretty dialed in. Still no lift, wish I could, just can't yet. Car's back, set up. I pulled the supercharger off because we forgot to put a couple spacers on the bracket. I wish they didn't need those in there. I wish they would have just machined the bracket differently. They just didn't. So what it did is it kicked the pulley off center a little bit and it would walk the belt off. So I needed to get those washers. I got those from ECS and just got them in. I'm gonna put those in probably this Saturday and fire it up. Pulled the supercharger off. I actually took it into ESS, said, hey, I want you to do a look over, since that's the prototype one. They looked it over, painted it for me, made sure everything was good in there, and we actually ordered another pulley. We were on the 3.3 before, but we're gonna tone it down a little bit. We're gonna go with a 3.6. We'll lose a few pounds of boost. The gearing on theirs is different than Vortec or anybody else. You can run a bigger pulley and have more boost. It's just how the gearing is set up. Some people who have zero experience with superchargers and building, designing, fabricating, testing, diagnosing, think they know what these guys do for superchargers, but they don't. Everything is different with what these guys do. They do a ceramic bearing right off the bat. They do seals that go up to 80,000 RPMs. They can take some serious heat, some serious RPMs. They have different superchargers that do less for those who don't want to go to extreme, but the ones who want to put forth some real power, they make it to work. Same gear set for all of them, which is amazing. You could have their small supercharger up to their big superchargers. Same gear set. They make them that strong from the bottom up, and it cuts down on weight, cuts down on manufacturing, just making it good the first time. So we got the supercharger in. I'm gonna put it on. It actually made a bell mouth for it, so I'm gonna test that out when we do the dyno, just seeing what kind of gains we get from it, if we get any at all. And they're also coming out with their own bracket setup, which is fantastic. I can't wait. It's not gonna have to use big long studs coming off the supercharger that have to, we're limited on room on the VATs. I know most places, most car engine bays don't have room for these superchargers really. They're not designed for it. So they made a bracket that is unbelievably thick, strong, no flex, no movement, no studs, bolts coming through the backside to mount them up. I can't wait to do a review on this. They said as soon as they're final with production, I can throw one of those brackets on my car and we'll do a review of that. Anyways, car is wrapped up. I'm gonna put some miles on it. If I can put any miles on it Saturday, I might. Probably not too many because I need to get in alignment with having the cradles off to pull the engine. The front cradle, it's not going to be aligned right. And I actually had the back off when I did the clutch a while back, so I really need to get the alignment done. But already getting called out for some races, but it's getting warm now. So we'll see. We'll see if I get out and do many. But I just want to get the car back on the road, get used to it again, enjoy it for a little while. and we'll see how she does here soon. Thanks for watching.